to the chemistry and internal arrangement employed.
Yes, I'm looking my cell phone. The auto read not work now. I had to reboot my computer, but I cannot do that now. So I had to do it page by page.
The voltage developed across a cell's terminals depends on the energy release of the chemical reactions of its electrodes and electrolyte. Alkaline and zinc-carbon cells have different chemistries, but approximately the same EMF of 1.5 volts. Likewise, NaCd and NiMH cells have different chemistries, but approximately the same EMF of 1.2 volts. 24. The high electrochemical potential changes in the reactions of lithium compounds give lithium cells EMFs of 3 volts or more. 25. Almost any liquid or moist object that has enough ions to be electrically conductive can serve as the electrolyte for a cell. As a novelty or science demonstration, it is possible to insert two electrodes made of different metals into a lemon, 26, potato, 27, etc. and generate small amounts of electricity. A voltaic pile can be made from 2 coins, such as a nickel and a penny, and a piece of paper towel dipped in salt water. Such a pile generates a very low voltage, but, when many are stacked in series, they can replace normal batteries for a short time. 28. Types. Primary and secondary batteries. Batteries are classified into primary and secondary forms. Primary batteries are designed to be used until exhausted of energy, then discarded. The chemical reactions are generally not reversible, so they cannot be recharged. When the supply of reactants in the battery is exhausted, the battery stops producing current and is useless. 29. Secondary batteries can be recharged, that is, they can have their chemical reactions reversed by applying electric current to the cell. This regenerates the original chemical reactants, so they can be used, recharged, and used again multiple times. 30. Some types of primary batteries used, for example, for telegraph circuits, were restored to operation by placing the electrodes. 31. Secondary batteries are not indefinitely rechargeable due to dissipation of fictive materials, loss of electrolyte and internal corrosion. Primary batteries, or primary cells, can produce current immediately on assembly. These are most commonly used in portable devices that have low current drain, are used only intermittently, or are usable away from an alternative power source, such as in alarm and communication circuits where other electric power is only intermittently available. Disposable primary cells cannot be reliably recharged, since chemical reactions are not easily reversible and active materials may not return to their original forms. Battery manufacturers recommend against attempting to recharge primary cells. 32. In general, these have higher energy densities than rechargeable batteries. 33. But disposable batteries do not fare well under high drain applications with loads under 75 ohms, 75 omega. Common types of disposable batteries include zinc-carbon batteries and alkaline batteries. Secondary batteries, also known as secondary cells, or rechargeable batteries, must be charged before first use. They are usually assembled with active materials in the discharged state. Rechargeable batteries are recharged by applying electric current, which reverses the chemical reactions that occur during discharge /use. Devices to supply the appropriate current are called chargers. The oldest form of rechargeable battery is the lead-acid battery, which are widely used in automotive and boating applications. This technology contains liquid electrolyte in an unsealed container, requiring that the battery be kept upright and the area be well ventilated to ensure safe dispersal of the hydrogen gas it produces during overcharging. The lead-acid battery is relatively heavy for the amount of electrical energy it can supply. Its from top to bottom, a large 4.5 volt 3R12 battery, a D cell, AC cell, an AA cell, an AAA cell, an AAA cell, and a 23 battery, a 9 volt PP3 battery, and a pair of button cells, CR2032 and LR44. Low manufacturing cost and its high surge current levels make it common where its capacity, over approximately 10 Ah, is more important than weight and handling issues. A common application is the modern car battery, which can, in general, deliver a peak current of 450 amperes. Composition. Many types of electrochemical cells have been produced, with varying chemical processes and designs, including galvanic cells, electrolytic cells, fuel cells, flow cells and voltaic piles. 34. A wet cell battery has a liquid electrolyte. Other names are flooded cell since the liquid covers all internal parts, or vented cell, since gases produced during operation can escape to the air. Wet cells were a precursor to dry cells and are commonly used as a learning tool for electrochemistry. They can be built with common laboratory supplies, such as beakers, for demonstrations of how electrochemical cells work. A particular type of wet cell known as a concentration cell is important in understanding corrosion. Wet cells may be primary cells, non-rechargeable, or secondary cells, rechargeable. Originally, all practical primary batteries such as the Daniell cell were built as open-top glass jar wet cells. Other primary wet cells are Leclanche cell, Grove cell, Bunsen cell, chromic acid cell, Clark cell and Weston cell. The Leclanche cell chemistry was adapted to the first dry cells. Wet cells are still used in automobile batteries and in industry for standby power for switchgear, telecommunication or large uninterruptible power supplies, but in many places batteries with gel cells have been used instead. These applications commonly use lead-acid or nickel-cadmium cells. Molten salt batteries are primary or secondary batteries that use a molten salt as electrolyte. They operate at high temperatures and must be insulated to retain heat. A dry cell uses a paste electrolyte, with only enough moisture to allow current to flow. Unlike a wet cell, a dry cell can operate in any orientation without spilling, as it contains no free liquid, making it suitable for portable equipment. By comparison, the first wet cells were typically fragile glass containers with lead rods hanging from the open top and needed careful handling to avoid spillage. Lead-acid batteries did not achieve the safety and portability of the dry cell until the development of the gel battery. A common dry cell is the zinc-carbon battery, sometimes called the dry Leclanche cell, with a nominal voltage of 1.5 volts, the same as the alkaline battery, since both use the same zinc-manganese dioxide combination. A standard dry cell comprises a zinc anode, usually in the form of a cylindrical pot, with a carbon cathode in the form of a central rod. The electrolyte is ammonium chloride in the form of a paste next to the zinc anode. The remaining space between the electrolyte and carbon cathode is taken up by a second paste consisting of ammonium chloride and manganese dioxide, the latter acting as a depolarizer. In some adhesives, the ammonium chloride is replaced by zinc chloride. A reserve battery can be stored unassembled, unactivated and supplying no power, for a long period, perhaps years. When the battery is needed, then it is assembled, for example, by adding electrolyte. Once assembled, the battery is charged and ready to work. For example, a battery for an electronic artillery fuse. Line art drawing of a dry cell, 1 brass cap, 2 plastic seal, 3 expansion space, 4 porous cardboard, 5 zinc-on, 6 carbon rod, 7 chemical mixture might be activated by the impact of firing a gun. The acceleration breaks a capsule of electrolyte that activates the battery and powers the fuse circuits. Reserve batteries are usually designed for a short service life, seconds or minutes, after long storage, years. A water-activated battery for oceanographic instruments or military applications becomes activated on immersion in water. On the 28th of February, 2017, the University of Texas at Austin issued a press release about a new type of solid-state battery, developed by a team led by lithium-ion battery inventor John Goodenough, that could lead to safer, faster charging, longer-lasting rechargeable batteries for handheld mobile devices, electric cars and stationary energy storage. 35. The solid-state battery is also said to have 3 times the energy density, increasing its useful life in electric vehicles, for example. It should also be more ecologically sound since the technology uses less expensive, earth-friendly materials such as sodium extracted from seawater. They also have much longer life. 36. Sony has developed a biological battery that generates electricity from sugar in a way that is similar to the processes observed in living organisms. The battery generates electricity through the use of enzymes that break down carbohydrates. 37. The sealed valve regulated lead acid battery, VRLA battery, is popular in the automotive industry as a replacement for the lead acid wet cell. The VRLA battery uses an immobilized sulfuric acid electrolyte, reducing the chance of leakage and extending shelf life. 38. VRLA batteries immobilize the electrolyte. The 2 types are gel batteries, or gel cell, use a semi-solid electrolyte. Absorbed glass mat, AGM, batteries absorb the electrolyte in a special fiberglass matting. Other portable rechargeable batteries include several sealed dry cell types that are useful in applications such as mobile phones and laptop computers. Cells of this type, in order of increasing power density and cost, include nickel-cadmium, NiCd, nickel-zinc, NiZn, nickel metal hydride, NiMH, and lithium-ion, Li-ion, cells. Li-ion has by far the highest share of the dry cell rechargeable market. NiMH has replaced Ignict in most applications due to its higher capacity, but NiCd remains in use in power tools, 2-wire diodes, and medical equipment. In the 2000s, developments include batteries with embedded electronics such as USPCEL, which allows charging an AA battery through a USB connector, nanoball batteries that allow for a discharge rate about 100x greater than current batteries, and smart battery packs with state-of-charge monitors and battery protection circuits that prevent damage on over-discharge. No self-discharge, LSD, allows second dry cells to be charged prior to shipping. Lithium-sulfur batteries were used on the longest and highest solar-powered flight. 39. Consumer and industrial grades. Batteries of all types are manufactured in consumer and industrial grades. Costlier industrial-grade batteries may use chemistries that provide higher power-to-size ratio, have lower self-discharge and hence longer life when not in use, more resistance to leakage and, for example, ability to handle the high temperature and
Yes, I have to look my cell phone because I got money today. So I'm typing about money. I'm trying to follow this. And I'm thirsty, I need something to drink.
humidity associated with medical autoclave sterilization. 40. Combination and management. Standard format batteries are inserted into battery holder in the device that uses them. When a device does not use standard format batteries, they are typically combined into a custom battery pack which holds multiple batteries in addition to features such as a battery management system and battery isolator which ensure that the batteries within are charged and discharged evenly. Sizes. Primary batteries readily available to consumers range from tiny button cells used for electric watches, TOF number 6 cell used for signal circuits or other long duration applications. Secondary cells are made in